Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Son of Mogaf. It's Wednesday, because that's the day that it is, and that means more species. We're back messing with gravity in order to torture small creatures that we ourselves created, because we're just bad people. And yes, by we, I mean me. Absolutely, I do. So I've done the prerequisite waiting. The population has recovered quite well. You can see that it's, oh god, what is it with this diagram? You can see there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. So we've got, let me just, okay, we've got a bunch of creatures here. I just want to familiarize myself with them. We've actually got two dominant species. There's like 500 of that, and there's 400 of that. What are you doing with your eyes, dude? They're almost the size of your freaking head. Get a grip. Alright. It's just a leaf. It's a leaf creature. Oh, and there goes the music. I completely forgot about that. I completely forget about the music in this game every week, and every week it's an issue. Because the game will be silent while I'm waiting for, things to progress. But then when I start talking again, we suddenly have music. It's just badly timed. Not that the music itself is bad, it's just, it seems to know. And I don't like that. I thought these were a bunch of creatures for a minute, and they're not just plants. So, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm putting the gravity up. That's what I'm doing. We're at 32 before. So now it's going up to... Oh, no, it's not going up to 4, Son of Mogev. It's going up to 64. Because 64 is double 32. I know this because I know numbers. Not so much words. Not great with numbers either. So, let's see how they handle that. This population, I dare say, is not going to do a lot of recovering. It's going to have a bit of a plummet. Hey guys, enjoy your stroll in the woods. Oh my god, it's nearly halved the population in a matter of seconds. Oof. Big time, oof. It's getting really rough on them. I'm tempted to make things a little bit easier for them by raising the water level so it comes up over these hills. I might actually just give that a try. Let's have a look. That's water fertility. If I just do, say, that, it is going to affect the landscape a little bit. But I feel like if it comes up over this hill, they'll be able to survive a little bit better. Because, I mean, I want them to have some chance. They're in a world that's, what, got 64 times the normal level of gravity. But I'm worried because the rest of the world is pretty much flat. And if I put it up too high, it's just going to drown everything. Can I put it up a little bit more? I think that's fair enough. There is still quite a slope here, but it's not as long or as far. Like, long or far? Isn't that the same thing? I feel like this is going to be less strenuous on them than having to go like down here and then back uphill. Why am I being so nice to these things? I've said multiple times I'd prefer it if they all died, but I don't know. I'm just in a weird mood today. I'm not in a great mood. It is hot as dicks outside, and I'm not a fan of that. There is like... The park down the road from where I live is jam-packed full of people having picnics and like open fire barbecues And so it's noisy. I can hear them from down the bloody street. I'm not a fan of that either. Like I say, I'm not a fan of the damn heat. I'll wait until it's bloody autumn again. Fall if you're American. Look at these guys. They're doing so well. Look at the population. It dropped down to like 600 and now it's almost back up to where it was. Oh Christ, we've got a whole bunch of new species that I've not noticed since I've been talking nonsense into a microphone. Let's have a look. Alright. Jesus Christ, the size of this thing's head! How does this help you in a high gravity environment? The front of this thing's face is a completely different colour to the back of its face. Or rather the back of its head. Did you get sunburnt? I know it's summery outside, but that's no excuse to lay it in the sun and cook yourself. Some of these things look so... What the hell? Are you a rock monster? Are you a rock person? There's actually only about 8 of those. They're probably not going to live. Oh look! Somebody with big, powerful feet and chunky legs. This is... Oh god, where did he go? There he is. This is the kind of thing that I expected to happen. Alright, again, this guy's got gigantic feeties. It sort of makes sense. This guy's leaning over backwards to take the pressure off his spine. Not a great plan, but also not a horrible plan. Why are they so thin in the middle? Like, he's got, like, shoulders, and he's got, like, the abdomen part, but I guess this would be where his rib cage ends. It goes outwards, but it also goes inwards at the same time. Oh, the leaf creature now has an eye on the back of its head. That's a thing that happens quite often in this game, and I don't know why. This guy doesn't... Oh, God. Oh, a whole bunch of things happened, and it made me scared. Alright. This guy's not bad. It looks like something that could live. There's only 2 of them, so I'm not gonna, keep my hopes up. I guess I'll do a time skip. They're obviously not going to hit the creature cap, although, I mean, they're more than halfway there, right? They're adapting really, really well. Eyes the shocked. Let's grab an actual species. Why does the game so often do this? I've noticed this is like a theme, and I don't know if it... I clicked. That's also a theme, me clicking when I shouldn't. It's like this and this. They start up here on their head where they're supposed to be, but they end up sliding underneath like the chin area where its neck is, and it does that a lot in this game. I don't know if there's a reason for that, or I should have said a good reason. I think this is our dude. There's 700 of these, and there's only 1,000, 1,100-ish creatures in the whole world. Also notice, they're almost up to generation 200 already. I started at 175, so it means I've been yakking in your ears for like a full 10 minutes-ish? Let me have a look. Yeah, about 10 minutes. Damn, son of Mogev. Shut your mouth. Oh god, why did I say that on a video? Why? I'm in a weird mood. Did I tell you I'm in a weird mood? I'm in a bit of a weird mood. I mean, it's been 25 generations. They've not hit the creature cap. The population isn't looking too good. I might give them an extra minute or so to see if it can go up over 1,000. I'm just being a little bit nice to them. Look at all of this evolution going on. Lots of speciation and extinction and craziness. Mutated, speciated, extinct. This little bit down here, extinct, is so interesting to watch. And look, extinct, mutated, that'll go extinct in a minute. Yeah, there's so much interesting stuff going on with just small portions of the screen. It's one of the reasons why I really like this game. Like, if you could just watch this and be entertained by comparing new species to things going extinct, and then you've got the population to watch, which goes up and down and up and down, and sometimes it goes down a lot and you get a little worried, but then it skyrockets back up and you're like, yay, and then they all die off again. The amount of species there are, there's so much like information spread around for you to look at, and that's just the user interface. The actual game is in the middle of the screen here, and there's a whole bunch of awesome stuff going on there. It's joyful for me. You guys are not doing well. I gave you an extra couple of minutes to... Oh, they actually are doing quite well. What does this game constantly make me look and sound like an idiot? I'm just gonna slow time down while I do this, because I do want to save it. It's this world. Let's go ahead and put this up to 128. Jesus, that's a huge step, isn't it? I know it's doubling each time, but you realise the difference between 64 and 128. It's big. Not to put too fine a point on it. Did I actually do that? I did, yeah. I thought I'd done it wrong for a second then. So, let's see how they get on with that. Go full speed, please. Thank you. There's a hotkey for that, and I never use them. I always just click the buttons. Like, I could just, you know, use the number keys for this. I never do. I just click it. Come on then. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now, every time I put the gravity up, the population drops just a little bit lower than it was before. It tends to go back up where they're like mutating and speciating and evolving and going extinct and all this stuff that's going on down here happens, and the population goes back up, but each time the gravity changes, it just drops a little bit lower. Sooner or later, I'm going to put the gravity up to a value, and this is just going to drop to 0 pretty much. Oh dear, we're down to 5 species as well. That doesn't surprise me that much because of, you know, the death. Which 5 species survived? Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff. Why are you bright red? Oh, this is the guy that got sunburn. Alright, it makes sense that he's bright red. He's got a nice tan on the back of him and, you know, a lobster on the front. I'm not even going to comment on that guy. I'm not even going to comment. There's 300 each of these guys and these guys. So these are our 2 dominant species. These are major species. He's got a weird thing going on with his body and his legs and his everything. Alright. I like the hoofs on this one. It really sets off the look, don't you think? Kind of amazing. This thing becomes more Roswell Grey looking than, like, with every passing generation, it becomes more and more alien-esque. Although this guy doesn't look particularly terrestrial, does he? I've just noticed as well, this guy's an amphibian. Go you, I think? I just did a bunch of videos trying to make things into gill breathers, and getting them to go from one to the other was kind of difficult. That guy just did it. He just went and he's just like, screw it, I'll breathe water. The gravity's messed up, I'll go and breathe some water. That all makes sense. That's, Did I just waffle for another 10 minutes straight? Oh, wait, that's a different species. Okay, I'll do a time jump then. I'll wait until this gets up to 225, I nearly forgot how to numbers then. And I'll bring you guys back and we'll double the gravity again and see if these guys can continue to live. Things are not looking good. Not at all. Okay, time to come back and check up on things. The guy that we were following was not this one. That one's gone extinct. It's dead, and so are all of its brethren. The population did go up over 1,000 again, but that was somewhat brief. We've got a lot of species going on here. Let's have a look. Yeah, you see all that happened. I think we were like here before, and all of this happened. Look at all this. Look, we've got stuff. That's out. Let me zoom in. Get a better view. Okay. I'm not even gonna comment. I'm not. There's a lot of species that look like that guy we were following. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce these names. I'm not gonna do it. But the actual one we were following just went extinct. This looks like origami gone wrong. You are Origami-asaurus. Look at the size of this thing's fists. Damn, imagine getting punched by that. So this is the new guy that we're following. Sort of chunky. Like, he's chunky sideways at the top. And he's chunky the other way at the bottom. Again, it's like some kind of weird origami. What? What? Look at the head on this guy. His head is the size of a freaking grape, and his hands are gigantic. His arms are so long as well. What the freaking hell, game? What are you doing to me? I shouldn't be surprised as I am that these things are weird, hideous, bizarre-looking creatures. I mean, this is what this game does, and it does it very well. Yeah, it's time to baff with the gravity a little bit more. I'll do another save. And ooh, it's going up to 256. Ouch. That's going to be not easy on them. Please go full speed. Okay. The dry season, which they seem to like. It's the cold season, which really rips into the population. There's this thing going on up here, and I don't know how to read this at all. I just look at what season it is. We dropped to 400 population really, really quickly. Everything, look at this. Everything is becoming extinct. We're down to 7, what we were at 15 before. They are still breeding, which is a good sign. A very good sign that they'll survive just a little bit longer. Let's see if I can watch them scurrying around. This bloody camera. There we go. That's better. Okay, well. Oh, there's more extinctions going on. There's more population drop. Oh dear. Have a look. You guys are all doomed. Look how paper thin some of these ones are. Does that help? That guy was thinking something. He's scanning. Oh, he's looking for food. That's fine. I guess. I'll allow it. Yeah, there's a lot of change happening really quickly. I just remembered as well, I rotated the camera. I probably shouldn't have done that. Speed up. The population is sort of recovering. It goes down a little bit more each time I change things that I mentioned before, and it never quite goes as high. There's like a range that it has. Like when you first start, it's like between like 1,500 and the creature cap at 2,000. and then the range is from say like 1200 to 1800, so it's a little bit smaller. Like the lowest it tends to go, it's going to go now. What we got down to, what, 600, 400, something like that, and it's not quite getting over 1,000 anymore, which it was before. Oh, it did briefly, very briefly, and now it's going to plummet again. It's also the cold season, which is the worst season for them, I think. The population seems to be considerably lower. In fact, if you look closely, these little red splashes that you can see, I don't know if it helps if I slow it down. Yeah, these little red splashes are creatures dying. And it's happening a lot more now that it's over to the cold season. Although the breeding seems to be going quite well. Oh, well, it was. It was. It's yeah, just barely. Oh no, wait. Every time this game makes me look like a fool. Every bloody time. I need to learn at some point to stop saying things and just let this game do the things that it does. It's actually getting higher than it was previously. I wonder if that indicates the birth of a creature that's, you know, got a beneficial random mutation. It's not really random, but it's not entirely not random. It's a little more complex than the language I have available to me to explain. This is actually really interesting. Let's have a look. I think this is our dominant species. The name of it is so long that it actually goes off behind the button, so I can't see how many of them there are. Like, this guy's got 500 or so he's doing pretty well for himself. I think all our plant-like creatures have all died. Yeah. Okay, let me have a look at the clade diagram quickly and see which one. Oh, we've got two dominant species. This guy, who looks a lot like the one that we were following that went extinct. And we've got that guy who just, yeah, I don't know. It's just terrible. Everything is terrible. It's this guy. This guy is the one we need to keep an eye on. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to let this get up to 300 and do another skip in the meantime. Let's see if they hit the creature cap before I come back. It's not impossible. Alright, we're up to generation 300. This is our guy that we're following. I think he's the dominant species on the planet, although, as I mentioned previously, it's hard to tell because the population number, if you look really, really closely, behind this button is a number that says 650 something. It's just gone behind the button, but it's an early access game. You know, there's tweaks to the UI that need to be made, but population is doing well. There's a lot of species. This thing down here, following the extinctions and speciations, has just been going nuts. There has just been so much stuff happening. It's unbelievable. I'm kind of playing with the idea, instead of doing like a time skip, I'll take this ticker or trawler or info section, blow it up so it fills up more of the screen and speed it up so you guys can see all the weird changes that go on. It's going to make the videos stupendously longer, but I might do it like once or twice just to show you. Not in this video, I'll maybe do it in the next video, but have a look. You see what I mean? Like, we were roughly here before when I left you guys. And look at all this extinction. Look at all the stuff. Oh dear, let's have a look quick at these guys. This guy went bright red at some point, and I'm not really sure why. Okay, well, I mean, he has a face. You see what I mean about the eyes? The point I made earlier about the eyes going onto the chin a lot in this game. It happens so frequently. Like there, like the game really likes to have the eyes low on the head instead of in these hollows where eyes would go, you know? I guess it's not really the game being like, oh, I'm going to put the eyes there. It's an algorithm moving the eyes, but I'm not sure how that algorithm works, because it seems to have like tendencies for things. Like taking a human and turning it into a potato. Everything ends up being like a weird squashed potato with arms and legs, and this is absurd. I can't even rotate it properly. Look at this thing's head. Look at it. Look at it. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze now. Excuse me. God damn. So yeah, time for more gravity, and the population is high. It's the hot season. This might not be a bad time for it. I'm absolutely gonna save it first. I saved it and then it immediately auto-saved. Thanks, game. Thanks, I appreciate the support. Going up to 512, I've just realised. Oh no! That's a lot of gravity. That's a hell of a lot of gravity. My god. How many G's do astronauts pull when they're, you know, interacting with the atmosphere? It's like 6, isn't it? I mean, even if you go mad and say they pull 12 Gs when they're, you know, in their rocket doing the thing that astronauts do in rockets, they're not pulling 512 Gs while just stood still on Earth. I mean, that would kill any human. Like, it would turn them into liquid instantly. I mean, the pressure alone might turn their bones into diamonds. It's that ridiculous amount of force being applied. And I'm doing it for fun. The creatures that are completely innocent of any wrongdoing. Oh no. The population is plummeting. There are lots and lots of extinctions. Like everything is becoming extinct. How low is this population going to go? The large majority of the population of the world is like clustered here. There are like pockets like here, and there was a bunch of them up here earlier. I think they're dead. There you go. There's some over here. Look. There's like a large bunch there, and there's a large bunch here. They still won't go anywhere near this section. I think this is just a cold part of the world that they hate trying to survive. They just die when they try to survive there. It's just here. There's a little bit of a colony here. It's just 3 parts of the world they've been reduced to, but they are in fact survivorating. 512 Gs. Oh my good god. Jesus Christ, I've been recording nearly an hour. I think I'll do one more like time skip. Is this a new dominant species, or did the dominant species we have, I think it just changed its eyes. At least they're in a reasonably eye-like position. I know they're flitting about quite a lot, which I hate. It's freaky. Alright. Alright. He was Captain Hoofhands, I was about to say, and it changed. This guy is now Captain Hoofhands, although that was a lot smaller than these ones were. The bloody size of it. Also these weird smooth-skinned creatures as well that I find kind of interesting. The size of this guy's feet. He needs gigantic feet just to be able to, you know, not die. It's crazy. He's got paper-thin body, though. It's thin in that dimension, and it's thin in that dimension, but it's also wide in this dimension, and wide in the other dimension. So strange. So utterly bizarre, but... yeah, this is our dominant species, is it not? Because I can tell because the name goes behind the button, like I mentioned. I want to check. Yeah, I changed the right thing. Alright. Yeah, I'll do one more time skip and I'll call that a video. I've actually got a lot to do today as well, and I've done none of it. I've not done one of the things that I need to do, not one single one, so oh god, they're up to 320 already. Alright, fine, I'll let them get to 350 and I'll bring you guys back then. I'll give them a little bit of extra development time. Not much, just a little bit. Okay. It's been a bunch of generations. A bunch of them. A whole bunch of them. I did go and get a drink, so I'm a little bit late getting back, but it's not a big deal. 350, 353. Not too much to worry about. You see the population? It's they're doing really well at surviving. Things when things change, it tends to kill them quite effectively. What the actual hell? Is this the guy that had a small head before? Because I feel like he's just completely lost his head now. Literally completely lost his head. So this is one of our dominant species. This guy. And our other dominant species is turning into a headless creature like the other ones, but this is the most laid back thing I've ever seen in my life. He is literally laid back. Gravity? What is that? I'll just lay back and walk around like it. No problem. What the frickin' hell? They look so surprised. He's like, everyone's not dead. The shock and the horror. This dude. He's also very laid back, but he's got boulders for feet. I don't know how those two things go together. They don't. I'm just gonna. I'll have another save, and I'm just gonna throw the gravity up to what is it, 1024? I keep putting it on the wrong box somehow. 1024. Ouch. That's a lot. Okay, guys, how's gravity treating you? Do you think? It's the wet season, which isn't your favourite season, but it's also not your worst season. Can you survive like 512 times more gravity than you had yesterday? That's not really how it works. This game, although even when sped up, it does change things steadily. Changing the gravity from 512 to 124 isn't an instant change. It does gradually shift it. Like if I put the water... Oh, I didn't actually mean to click that. Never mind. If I click the water level doesn't immediately go up to that height. It slowly increases. I'm just going to leave that now. No real point in me unclicking it or putting it back to where it was. Oh, is everyone here dead? I mean, everyone everywhere is largely dead, but I don't see anything moving here. In the terms of, living creatures, it's just a bunch of plants that are enjoying not being eaten in vast quantities. Like this is going on. Guys are devouring this piece of landscape. They have to just to live. It probably takes so much energy for them to move like 10 feet to the next piece of food that they're almost dead from exhaustion in the meantime. There are a bunch over here. These guys are probably not going to fare well. There's not a lot of food in this section, and when it runs out, they're going to have to try and travel across a desert to get to the rest of the food, and that's not going to go out. I've just noticed as well, the grass here sort of looks like it's underwater. It is a little bit. I never noticed that. It's like what do they call it? A camber, like roads have, where it goes down at the edges of the map, and because I accidentally put the water level up, it's flooded a little bit. That's alright, it's just extra access to easy water, right? I'm going to pretend this is a good thing and not me messing things up by being a dumb bomb. They have yet to go extinct. They do, in fact, have the living. We're down to 5 species. Oh, look, the laid-back ones have survived. The nice, chill guys spend their entire lives like they're in a reclining chair. Like, I am chill. It is fine. That's to put their eyes in a weird place to compensate, but I'm alright with it. Excuse me. Oh, dear. I get so thirsty in this weather that I just... Before videos, I tend to have drinks so that my throat doesn't dry out in the middle. I have trouble enough speaking as it is, you know, with dry throat is going to make things worse. So I like throw a drink down my throat before I press record. And then of course I get burps and hiccups and stuff like that. I need to learn to not, especially in a video like this where I'm doing like large cuts. I could just have a sip of water in those sections that I'm going to cut out. And I don't, I'm stupid. I'm a big dummy dum-dum. Ooh, down to 4 species. I kind of like this guy. Look at his utterly massive feet. Big, blocky legs. This guy's a beast. And like I say, nice and chill, nice and laid back. Look at his beady little eyes, look. That's kind of creepy. Just popping out. No, he's not. They're popping out over his body. Imagine waking up and looking at and seeing this. Like, I'd just die of heart failure. That's ignoring the fact that the rest of its body looks like this. Christ. Yeah. He's still not dead, I think is the conclusion from this. I need to check the numbers again. I saw that thing on there and I was just like, nope, I'm not gonna even try and deal with that. This is our dominant species, apparently. Yeah. Every time I click, I try and rotate it like I can in the clade diagram, and I shouldn't. Oh, we're up to what, 380. What I'll do is I'll just call this as a video. It's been well over an hour since I started recording, so it's about time anyway. And I'll come back and continue this next week. I kind of was under the impression this week would be Extinction Week. Apparently not. They have continued to live. I'm constantly surprised by this game. So I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. This species videos, or this series of videos I'm doing on species, gets way more views on my channel than any other video that I've done. It gets more views in a week than every other video combined, except for colony survival. If you exclude colony survival, species gets more views in a week than all of my other videos combined. So I'm glad people are watching and I'm glad people are enjoying. If you are one of those people that, you know, come and check out this species videos, subscribe. Just do me a favour, just click the button. It's 2 seconds, not even that, to subscribe. Only 71%? No, only, for crying out loud, 29% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed. 70% are not subscribed. That doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to say is 71% of the people that watch my videos are not currently subscribed, and I would really like it if you guys just click the button. Just click the button and subscribe, and I'll stop moaning about it. I'm not really having a moan. People will do as they, you know, tend to do. So, and I'm happy with the way things are currently going. It's just something I thought I'd mention on one of my most popular videos. So, yeah, if you're enjoying it, do that. Also, come back tomorrow. It's Thursday, and I have been taking Thursdays off, but I want to do another live stream tomorrow. I have a new game that I want to try out. and I want to go through it with you guys. So keep your eyes on the channel for a live stream tomorrow. That's when I'll see you next, and then on Friday we'll have a different series of videos. I have been doing Raft, but I finished the Raft season. I feel like that season has run its course. We've explored all the content that has to offer, and I'm going to move on to another thing. I do intend to do Astroneer on Fridays for a while, and I'm going to just see how it goes and how popular it is for a while. If you have suggestions for games you want me to play, there's a comment section for that, so also do that. I'm asking for a lot today, aren't I? My weird mood is taking over the channel. So, yeah, as always, you know, be safe, be well. Hope you're all doing awesome things in your awesome lives. And I'll see you tomorrow. Probably with less rambling, but don't count on it.